Hello there.
Hello there.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and your ideas.
All right, to start off with today, I'm going to be introducing myself. My name is George Herbert Mead. Today, we'll be discussing some of my ideas and theories. We're going to be discussing the importance of some of them. Also going to be giving you guys background information on my ideas and theories, some of the thought process that went behind them. We're also going to be discussing how some of my ideas and theories were being developed in the 20s and were not put to print on paper until nearly a decade later. We're going to be talking about concepts of some of my theories. We're going to be discussing meaning, language, thinking. We're going to discuss the market economy, the school system. We're going to be discussing social media. We're going to evaluate my theory as a whole, and we're going to discuss some of the key topics of having a conversation.
Can you explain what symbolic interactionism is?
Symbolic interactionism is the ongoing use of language and gestures in anticipation of how others will react to a conversation. To put into perspective, the importance of symbolic interactionism is that humanity, society, the world, everything we love today would not exist without symbolic interactionism. It just wouldn't. It's not just talking, it's anticipation. Anticipation of someone's reaction. The person listening will provide verbal or nonverbal responses to the speaker and will dictate how the conversation goes and where it will end up. Kind of thinking like adjusting and adapting to a conversation. You wouldn't speak to your parents the way you speak to your friends. You wouldn't speak to your teacher the way you speak to your grandparents. Just to put it into perspective. The action of symbolic interaction itself is the most human and human engaging activity people can possibly do. We can also put this theory to test, and one of the mindsets that I've always wanted to provide to others was, if something does not work in practice, forget about it. I like to think of this theory as play as you practice. If you practice poorly, you'll never perform great. So it's one of the mottos I would like to keep and discuss to others.
Go ahead and explain some concepts.
I will be discussing 3 concepts of symbolic interactionism today. I will be discussing meaning, language, and thinking. To start off with meaning, it itself, the construction of reality. Humans act toward people or things on the basis of the meanings they assign to those people or things. To put this concept into perspective, it's assigning action to a person. You know someone because you went to the same school, you played on the same team. An action is how you associate with them. With language, source of meaning, we can designate a specific object to identify an action. Meaning is negotiated through the use of language. It arises out of social interaction, the interaction that people have within each other. Thinking is the process of taking the role of the other. The process and the individual interpretation of symbols is modified by his or her own thought process. We naturally talk to ourselves in order to sort out meaning in a difficult situation. I like to compare the situation to a pilot in a stressful situation in having turbulence. You have your own code, you have your own language, sort out the meanings in your mind to de-escalate the situation.
Why is symbolic interaction so important?
Again, with symbolic interactionism, it's important is that humanity itself would not exist. It's a very human thing to do. We do it in the public school systems. Children interact among each other. They develop their own unique characteristics, and they feed off each other. They improve upon each other's ideas, but behind their own thought processes. Kids will interaction provides the opportunity for knowledge to be gained through conversations.
What are your thoughts of your own ideas?
Um, my overall evaluation of some of my theories are, yes, I've I've had people throughout the years say that my theories were very poor, but in my defense, some of my theories had clarification of my own values and were impressive because my individual concept of self in society and the emergence of a community of agreement has influenced society itself. I don't believe society would be the way it is today without some of my ideas and theories that I provided.
What's your response to critics about your idea?
I've uh, the critics to the critics of my theories. Um, my theories were said to be poor, but again, I thought clarification was more important than being correct. So that's what I would have to say to my critics.
How does symbolic interaction apply to an individual in their daily life?
Symbolic interactionism can be applied in real life through the school education system, the market economy, and social media. School provides the opportunity of interaction from a young age where children can develop their own unique characteristics, as I said before, find their true self identities as they continue to grow up in this school education system. The market economy can also be applied to symbolic interactionism as language itself is essential in trading and commerce, and the demand for clear communication in different languages is so important. It creates interaction among different countries and cultures. Its influence is the joining of the all every single corner of the globe for the same reason. So symbolic interactionism is the way our world works, and our society, our world of the people we know would not be the same. The knowledge that we know, the information that we receive, would not be the same without symbolic interactionism today. So those are some of my thoughts and ideas that I had for you guys today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a good night.